Hello, fellow gardeners. Welcome back to Smart Garden, where we believe that thriving gardens start with thriving soil. If you've ever stood in front of your garden beds wondering how to grow healthier, more vibrant plants without constantly reaching for expensive fertilizers, today's episode is going to change everything you thought you knew about soil nutrition. Imagine never having to buy nitrogen fertilizer again, seeing your plants flourish with unprecedented vitality, and knowing your garden is healthier than ever before. This isn't a dream, it's the power of Vetch, an all-season nitrogen-fixing marvel that's been quietly revolutionizing gardens for centuries. Today we're pulling back the curtain on this incredible plant and showing you exactly how to harness its power for your own garden. Get ready to transform your garden into a self-sustaining powerhouse. The unseen enemy. Why your soil needs help. What if your soil could generate its own nitrogen year after year? What if you could break free from that synthetic fertilizer treadmill and work with nature instead of against it? That's not wishful thinking. That's the promise of nitrogen-fixing cover crops, and Vetch is the star player in this strategy. Enter Vetch, your soil's secret weapon. Vetch is a flowering plant that belongs to the legume family, the same family that includes beans and peas. But Vetch isn't valued for what you can harvest and eat, it's valued for what it does for your soil. There are several varieties worth knowing about. Common Vetch, or Vicia sativa, is the most widely used for annual rotations, growing quickly and establishing solid cover. Hairy Vetch, or Vicia villosa, is the winter warrior, incredibly cold-hardy and perfect for northern gardeners who want year-round soil protection. Crown Vetch is a perennial option, though it's primarily used for long-term erosion control on slopes rather than as a rotational crop. What makes Vetch so special isn't just what you see above ground, it's what's happening below the soil surface. When Vetch roots develop, they form these tiny nodules that host beneficial bacteria called rhizobia. These bacteria have a remarkable ability. They can actually capture nitrogen directly from the air in your garden and convert it into a form that plants can use. This is called nitrogen fixation, and honestly, it's one of nature's most elegant solutions to plant nutrition. Think of it this way. The atmosphere is actually 78% nitrogen, yet most plants can't access it. They need nitrogen that's already been converted into nitrates or ammonium. Synthetic fertilizers provide this, but Vetch does it naturally. The Vetch plant feeds the bacteria convert atmospheric nitrogen into plant-available forms, and when you eventually terminate your Vetch cover crop and work it back into the soil, all that nitrogen becomes available to your next crop. It's a closed-loop system that works with your garden rather than draining resources from it. Beyond nitrogen Vetch's all-season superpowers, if Vetch only fixed nitrogen, it would already be valuable, but this plant is an overachiever that brings multiple benefits to your garden ecosystem. During those months when Vetch covers your soil, it's working overtime in ways that don't always get the attention they deserve. Weed suppression is honestly one of Vetch's greatest gifts. As Vetch grows thick and dense, its sprawling stems and abundant foliage literally smother any emerging weeds. It just outcompetes them for space, light, and resources. By the time you terminate your Vetch in spring, you'll have far fewer weeds to deal with than if you'd left that bed bare all winter. This means a lot less back-breaking weeding work for you and, really, healthier soil that isn't fighting with invasive species. Erosion control is another superpower that becomes obvious during heavy rains. Vetch's robust root systems hold soil in place, preventing that nutrient-rich topsoil from washing away. This is especially critical during winter and early spring, when bare soil is vulnerable to pounding rain and runoff. Your soil stays right where it belongs, in your garden, along with all those precious nutrients and organic matter. Perhaps most importantly, Vetch transforms soil structure from the inside out. As the plant grows and then decomposes, it increases organic matter content in your soil. This improves water retention, enhances aeration, and creates a more favorable environment for beneficial microorganisms. Over time, your soil becomes richer, darker, and honestly, just more alive. That's not poetic language, that's biology. Healthy soil structure means stronger plant roots, better nutrient availability, and gardens that become more resilient year after year. Now, let's talk practicality. Knowing about vetch's benefits means nothing if you don't know how to actually use it in your garden. The key to success lies in understanding the seasons and choosing the right variety for your climate. For most of North America, late summer through early fall is your ideal planting window. August and September are the sweet spot when soil is still warm enough for germination, but temperatures are beginning to cool. This timing allows vetch to establish a root system before winter arrives, then slowly grow through those cold months, and finally explode with vigorous growth as spring arrives. By May or early June, when you're ready to plant your main crops, your vetch will have reached the perfect stage for termination. If you're in a colder climate where winters are brutal, hairy vetch is your champion. It survives freezing temperatures that would kill common vetch outright. Plant it in early fall, watch it slow down through winter, and enjoy its spring growth. If you're in a milder climate, tonstins, sodan surda dream, kon shurken driu, zur roder in figo. Bamvetch works beautifully, though you might also get away with spring plantings in some regions. Termination timing is, honestly, critical to success. You want to incorporate vetch back into your soil about 2 to 4 weeks before planting your main crops. This timing really matters because it gives the vetch residue time to start breaking down and releasing its nitrogen, but not so much time that you've lost all the plant material and structure. If you wait too long and let vetch flower and set seed, you've basically created a weed problem for yourself. So, catch it during that prime growth stage before flowering, and you're golden. You have a few options for termination depending on your garden style. Mowing cuts vetch down effectively and leaves that material right on the soil surface. Rolling or crimping uses a specialized roller to flatten the vetch, which is especially clean for no-till systems. If you practice tilling, plowing the vetch directly into your soil really accelerates decomposition and incorporates organic matter deep into your beds. Just choose the method that fits your gardening philosophy and equipment. Consider where vetch fits into your specific rotation. Heavy-feeding crops like corn, tomatoes, peppers, and brassicas absolutely shine after a vetch cover crop. They get a major nitrogen boost right when they need it most. Lighter feeders, like root vegetables or herbs, can also follow vetch beautifully. Even legume crops benefit from the improved soil structure and nitrogen legacy that vetch provides. The only caution here is to avoid planting another cover crop immediately after vetch. Give your main crops a chance to enjoy the benefits. So here's what we've covered. Vetch is a nitrogen-fixing legume that works with bacteria in its roots to capture atmospheric nitrogen and make it available to your plants. It suppresses weeds, prevents erosion, improves soil structure, and costs almost nothing to use. It's adaptable to various climates when you choose the right variety. It transforms your garden into a self-sustaining system where soil health continuously improves rather than degrades. The practical reality is that once you embrace vetch, you're joining a gardening revolution that extends back centuries. Farmers have known about this for generations, and now it's time for home gardeners to reclaim this knowledge for themselves. I want to hear from you. Have you tried vetch in your garden? What variety worked best in your climate? Drop your stories and questions in the comments below. There's nothing more valuable than real experience from real gardeners in real growing conditions. Let's build a community where we're all learning from each other and pushing toward healthier, more sustainable gardens. This season, I'm challenging you to try vetch. Grab some seeds, hairy vetch for cold climates, common vetch for milder regions. Sow them this fall or early spring depending on where you garden. Watch them grow, terminate them at the right time, then plant your main crops, and prepare to be amazed at how your plants respond to soil that's genuinely alive and nourished. Make sure you subscribe to Smart Garden and hit that notification bell so you never miss an episode. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who are tired of expensive fertilizers and ready for real solutions. Together, we're growing gardens that are healthier, more sustainable, and infinitely more rewarding. Your soil will thank you. Your plants will thrive. Welcome to the vetch revolution.